Good evening, and evening here. I hope it is where you are, because that's the best time of the day. But welcome to yet another episode of Knickknacks on Kent's Knickknack Shelf. Now, people come by my house, years have gone by, these things continue to accumulate, and people will ask me, why do you have all those knickknacks, or what's that, or why do you keep that? And sometimes I'm not real sure, except, well, I started to throw it away 5 or 6 times, and I just never quite could throw it away. But this is a special episode of Knickknacks on Kent's Knickknack Shelf, because sometimes I don't know what's there. And so I have to examine it to see, and that's what we're going to do today. It's a surprise edition. Okay, now this is an old Superball from way back in the day when I bounced Superballs long ago. And why do I still have? I guess it's something I just never quite threw away, or it laid around someplace and survived. But it sits on this jar that's a handmade jar, and it says Ronk on the bottom. And that allows me to know that it was made by Dirk Ronk. Dirk Ronk was a roommate of mine in Austin, Texas, and he was an amazingly great guy to live with, especially since he was a first generation Dutch, Holland guy. His parents had immigrated to there on the Brazos River where Baylor University is, Waco. And let's see what's in it. Dirk made this, and somehow I acquired it, and there's all sorts of stuff in there. Here's a little piece of paper, I don't know. Here's a matchbook cover from the Zebra's Head. The Zebra's Head is a little smoke and head shop in Denton, Texas, down from the university. When I first moved to Denton, it was called the Birmingham Balloon Company. And there were a bunch of real colorful balloons all over the outside of the building. And it was a real head shop, and it had the neatest posters. And it also had a big collection of underground comics. Remember Yellow Dog comics, and Hydrogen Bomb, and biochemical warfare funnies, and of course, Despair. Despair comics, the man standing looking out the window and his wife sitting on the couch. She said, "You want to turn the TV on and see if there's anything good to watch?" And he says, "Why bother?" Despair. But those are some things, and some of these things were just left around, and like I said, I just never got around to throwing them away or doing anything with them. There's just all sorts of stuff down in here. Coins that I would need to examine. And this is a little shell that I acquired in Galveston, Texas when I was a young man. And I've had it for years and years and years and years and years. And what do? I think I found it on the beach at Galveston and stuck it in my trunks and thought, that is the prettiest, coolest little shell. You probably could buy them by the dozen for $1 each. But I just had it laying around on the shelf, and somehow it got stuck in the jar here with the Dirk Ronk, made in Austin, Texas, back in the 70s. Man, we had ourselves a time. Austin in the early 70s. Baby, we had a lot of fun together back in Austin. Anyway, there it is. There's a collected old handmade jar and other stuff, and we'll get back to some of the other things inside it. on a future episode. And we hope you enjoyed this episode of Knickknacks on Kent's Knickknack Shelf. Thank you.